Okay, we investigated Lowe's Home Improvement Store and discovered an information system they use called My Lowe's. We chose this program to talk about it as we found it to be fairly unique, and we knew a Lowe's employee that was close to the project with the job title of People Lead. We were able to interview him, and that is where we got all of our knowledge on the My Lowe's program. Basically, My Lowe's makes the customer's online and in-store shopping experience a whole lot easier and provides the ability for consumers to review their complete purchase history, therefore helping them determine what they need and providing an effective way to maintain home improvements. This little video will help you understand more about the service.
Welcome to My Lowe's, a revolutionary new way to maintain, manage, and dream about all things home. In a nutshell, it makes home improvements simple. For instance, let's say your bedroom could use a fresh coat of paint. You want to use the same color, but you don't have the paint can or the original color swatch. No matter how hard you rack your brain, you just can't remember the color. Now, when you scan your My Lowe's card every time you shop, product information like paint color and sheen is automatically uploaded to your purchase history. You can even add paint to a shopping list in the folders and list section, along with anything else you'll need for your projects. And if you've stored your room dimensions in your home profile, you'll even know how much paint you'll need. This is just one example of how My Lowe's can help out around the house. And it's only the beginning. Just like you have big plans for your place, we have big plans for ours too. We'll constantly be adding, updating, and enhancing My Lowe's functions and features, because like you, we'll never stop improving.
Okay, and now Christoph will talk about some of the unique features of the service.
Alright, there's a lot of unique features about My Lowe's card. One of them, that it tracks your purchases and makes recommendations of what you should buy. Let's say you buy certain kinds of cabinets for your kitchen, and Lowe's will recommend different shades of paint you could buy to go with those cabinets, or different kind of flooring. It sends you certain things you buy. It sends you certain emails, promotions. You can get different types of letters in your mail with different coupons for certain products. And the point of the card is to develop long-term relationships with the customers, so they go back to the same store. Instead of going to Home Depot, they will always go to Lowe's since they have a relationship with the store. Some online features: you can shop online and have your goods delivered to your house, so you don't have to go to the store. Also, you can store your room dimensions. So let's say you have one room, you can go online and see how much paint you have to buy, or if you're trying to change your floor, you can see how much floor you need so you don't over-purchase and waste your money. And you can use the virtual room designer. You can design your room online. You can see you can pick different kinds of paints. Just before you purchase, you can see how it's going to look. This information system started developing in 2007, but it wasn't until 2009 when they finally got the funding for it. They used selected promotions for certain area first to see how it's going to do before releasing it to the whole public. And it was released in September of 2011. And here's Steven with some more info.
So I want to begin by talking about some of the obstacles that they had when they implemented My Lowe's. One of the first things that he said that they had to do was create a new database that was, because the new one that they needed wasn't aligned with the old ones that they had. And they also had to create a new user agreement because they were going to be storing all types of different information that they hadn't stored previously with some of the old systems that they were using. And many of the employees didn't understand how to present the card to customers. A lot of customers in turn thought that it was a credit card. Like he said that they would go to the register and they'd say, hey, would you like a MyLowe's card? And the customer would immediately say, no, I don't need another credit card. And then they had to try to explain to the customer that it wasn't a credit card. And also, with most of the loyalty cards, it comes with some type of benefit, such as reward points or a discount, and MyLowe's doesn't do that. So even once they got the customer to understand that it wasn't a credit card, it was difficult for them to convey the long-term benefits of this card compared to a lot of other loyalty cards. So the business model, or how this fits with their business model, is they hope to increase the retailer-customer interaction. And what that means is they wanted the customer to begin depending on this card. One of the features of it is that instead of having to keep up with all these receipts, especially for home improvement, people's always in and out of Lowe's buying different products and returning products. So with this card, one of the features is it tracks your purchases. And when you bring something back to the store to return it, they could just scan that card instead of having to come up with a receipt to get a refund for that product. So another way that this fits into the business model is it kind of gets all the pieces of the puzzle together as far as the interaction with the stores, mobile devices, online cost handlers, and any third parties involved in any of the purchase process with the customers. And they also want to draw customer loyalty to the brand of Lowe's with this. Again, as customers begin to use this, and they hope that they grow to depend on it. Now, for instance, if you go to Lowe's and you buy some paint, this is one of the big examples they use in the store. If you go to the store and you buy some paint, and then 2 years later you need to buy some touch-up paint, and you have no clue what color you bought, you don't have a receipt for it or anything like that, that information is stored in a database that they can access with that card, and it makes things like that much easier for the customer. So one of the questions we asked him is how successful the card had been so far. And he said that so far they had about 7 million people register for the card. Of course, that doesn't account for the people that have registered and hasn't really participated in the program since they've registered. He said that they did exceed the number of customers registered their first year by quite a bit, so they were happy with that. But he also said it was really hard to measure success since it's not in sales dollars, and it's more like goodwill or something like that, like we talked about in class. He also said that the West Coast wasn't doing as well as the East Coast, and he thought that this was in part due to the economy, climate being different there than it is here. And he also said that something they found that was pretty surprising is that the stores that are doing really well in sales are not doing as well getting customers signed up with this new program as the customers are, or excuse me, with the stores that aren't doing as well in sales. So the lower volume stores in sales are doing much better with the program. And he thinks this is partly the store management's mentality of, well, they're doing really well in sales and they don't have time or don't need to fool with this to try to improve sales since they're already doing so well. So, and I asked him about the cost, and we assumed that he probably didn't have a dollar figure to give us, or even if he did, he probably wasn't allowed to disclose that information. But he did say, of course, it was a multi-million-dollar project, and he did say they knew that the majority of the cost went into marketing. So, but then he also said that it was also tough to accurately measure this cost because most of the marketing of the MyLowe's card and MyLowe's programs are always attached to some other type of promotion or sale. So, it's tough to allocate how much money you account for the MyLowe's card as opposed to the items or the promotion that you're trying to promote. So the main benefits to Lowe's of this information system is it gives them a better way to analyze customer data. And with this, it allows them to tailor advertisements better to individual customers. It also builds customer loyalty. And in going into the analysis, just when they store all this information, if they go in and they put their home profile, and they go in and put their address and things like that, so Lowe's will be able to know more about their home and about what their purchases, what types of purchases they like, what purchases they're looking for. And also, just the address location gives them a good idea of when to maybe send an advertisement out for fertilizer for their grass or something like that. So in conclusion, we want to just talk about a few topics that we talked in class, and we thought it was really cool to see these actually used in the business world, and especially in a big corporation like Lowe's. The first one is the first mover's advantage. The My Lowe's information system and the My Lowe's card that's attached to that, and their online component to that. It's all new, and it's very unique to the retail industry as a whole, but especially the home improvement sector, where they've got a big competitor of Home Depot, and they were the first ones to roll this out. So their initial hopes were to build all this customer loyalty before Home Depot came out with something like this, which they have since then. But I don't think that the Home Depot one is quite as good yet. First off, they don't have a card, and according to the person we interviewed, he said that their home design portion isn't as robust either.
We've also learned how important it is in this day and age to have an operating information system, especially when your consumers have that expectation for you to be utilizing new technology. And if a competitor is utilizing this new technology and you're not, likelihood is you're going to fall far behind. Thank you for listening to our presentation. We hope we've helped you to understand more about information systems as we've learned. Thank you.
Again, my name is Steve. This is Dan. This is Christoph. And our team name is Us Guys. So have a good day.